Someone recently was explaining to me a situation that was going on in their life, a situation where they were feeling very insecure, very judged. They were hiding from themselves. And they made a comment saying, that I wouldn't be able to understand, that I didn't know what that was like, and essentially kind of blowing the entire situation and me off, essentially saying, I wouldn't understand, so let's not even talk about it type of thing. That couldn't be further from the truth. I spent from probably the moment I was 12 or 13, maybe even 11, I spent nearly 100% of the hours in a day covered up. I was the kid at the lake with my friends wearing a hooded sweatshirt in the middle of summer. I was the fat kid wearing a t-shirt in the pool. I was the fat kid covering up, always putting on layers and baggy clothes to hide my physique, to hide my body, because I was ashamed. I was afraid. And I lived in fear for 20 some years. I mean, you even after I was married, even after I had kids, you look at some of the photos, the family photos, the photos of, going to barbecues and get-togethers, and I'm still covered up. I covered it up. I felt like if I just wore baggy enough clothes and enough layers that you wouldn't really be able to tell that I was fat. You wouldn't even really be able to tell that I was the way I was. It's no way to live your life. I understand that there's really nothing that I can say today that's going to make you instantly okay with taking your shirt off in a public place or being in a bathing suit or whatever. But a lot of people do use this same self-confidence issue, this same thing that's keeping them from going to water parks or keeping them from going to pools or the beach. It's that same confidence issue that also keeps a lot of people from actually taking that first step forward. They don't want to look like a fool walking on the street, or they don't want to look like a fool working out in a gym. They don't want to look like a fool, trying to eat healthy because of the way that they look. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is a very, very common thing. My suggestion to you, I would urge you, coming from somebody who once was there, that you truly have to just make up your mind and realize that the struggle is worth it. That 2 weeks and 2 months and 2 years from now, you're going to be light years ahead towards your goals, and you're no longer going to care. When I first started out, I had to have absolutely looked like a fool on that elliptical. Like I'm trying to picture myself at over 300 pounds doing an elliptical, sweating profusely. I had to have just looked like a walrus on this thing. But you know what? Honestly, as self-conscious as I was to, get into the weight room and as awkward of a thing as it was, I also knew that gym was what was standing in between. It was what needed to happen between me and getting to my goals. I had envisioned the life I wanted to live and how I wanted to feel and how I wanted to look. And I realized that the pain of me continuing to live unhealthy and avoiding all these situations and being just so damn uncomfortable with myself, that was far worse than the pain of getting on an elliptical and looking like a walrus. I realized that was minuscule compared to the 24/7 cloud that was over me with me living the way that I was living. So I had to do it. I had to suck it up, and I had to just do what needed to be done in order to get to my goals. And you know what? Now it's been over a decade later, and now I have people coming up to me almost every single time I step into a gym. I have people coming up to me asking me for advice, looking for workout tips, looking for nutrition tips, wanting me to check their form. And so the moral of the story here is that even though it may be scary and uncomfortable and just nasty in the beginning, and you may feel really bad, just know that there is an end to that tunnel. There's a light at the end of that tunnel, and that light is so much better than you can ever imagine right now. I am telling you, so many things will change for the positive in your life, not just your physique. The confidence you will gain from making these changes in your life is tremendous, and you will see that it opens the doorway to so many possibilities. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Tons of stuff coming, so subscribe. Subscribe.